Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I am grateful that you're joining me today. And today is January 1st, 2020. Isn't that so exciting? And today I'm talking about the energy of the new year. We are officially in 2020, you guys, and this year is going to be amazing. So this show is really all about the energy of this year and how you can use the energy of this year to create your best life yet. I am super excited to share with you today my insights about this coming year, the energies that I'm aware of, and really truly how we can embrace this new energy, this new vibration to really truly create the best year yet. So I'm super excited to share today. So today's show is going to be a bit shorter. If you've been a loyal listener, I'm going to start kind of nicking these shows down a bit, and I'm going to be adding a short break in the middle, switching the format around a bit today. Talking for a straight hour is really starting to get to me, so I had to find a way to kind of make this a little bit more manageable for me and still be able to share and enlighten and share awarenesses with all of you guys. I really have had the most amazing time doing this radio show. 2019 was really a phenomenal year. I actually started the show in 2018, so I'm on I think we're in 19 months, so we're close to rounding out 2 years of this show, and I am very thankful for each one of you, for the insights that I get from you, for the awarenesses that you share. Thank you so much, and I am really looking forward to continuing and really moving into more and more space of me and really sharing more and more about what I have to offer as far as tools and awarenesses with you. And I am going to actually start as well, just so you know, if you're listening to the radio show, I'm also going to be starting doing a YouTube vlog each week about just different things that I'm aware of that's going on energetically that can really help you. So if you're feeling a certain way, you might be able to identify, okay, I've been feeling that way, and then you can let it go if you realize that it's just going on planetarily, right? Because there's so many things going on in the world right now that you are aware of. So as we move through here, I'm going to be sharing what I know as best as I can, and really kind of opening up more of that space as well, which I'm super excited about. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please go subscribe wherever you're listening to this now. So on that note, I am really excited to dive into the energy of 2020. Yeah, this year is a number 4 year. So how that works is basically is every single year has a certain vibration. It has a certain energy attached to it, just like your name has a certain energy. If you've ever been married, if you're a woman and you've been married and you changed your name, you know that when your name changed, kind of the energy of who you are changes, right? Like you identify differently when your name changes. It's the same thing with the year. When the years change, there's a new energy that starts presenting itself. And when that new energy presents itself, it gives us a new opportunity to do something different. Now, last year was last year was a number 3 year, and last year was all about clearing. It was really about releasing, removing. Not that you can't still release and remove this year, because there's definitely still room to be doing that. Okay, as we continue this ascension process and as we continue to awaken, it's more and more vital that you get rid of the stuff that does not work for you. Okay. And moving into 2020, that's exactly what this year is telling us. This year is telling us that this year is all about form and structure. This year is about conscious choices. This year is about understanding that, number one, you have to be responsible for your choices. And number two, you have to really be responsible for the energy that you're holding on to. Number four is really going to make us responsible for our past and our future. Now, if that makes you feel heavy when you think about being responsible for your past, that means that you still have a lot of things that you need to release. And that's okay, because you still have tons of room to be able to do that. Okay. So if you think about your past and you think it's like heavy and it's hard and it's difficult, um, you still have a lot of releasing and healing and letting go to do. Or maybe not even a lot, but some. Maybe there's some areas in your life, right? And again, that's okay. You don't want to run from that. And that's where this number four comes in, because this number four is saying, it's time to be responsible for that. Okay. And responsible for that doesn't mean that, um, you have to necessarily, uh, like go through and, like, have this trauma-based response to everything. That just means that you have to be responsible for the energy that you're holding on to. Okay. And if you've been listening to my show for any amount of time, you know that you can change your energy easily just by making conscious choices. Okay. This does not have to be like a really hard, overwhelming experience. This means that it is time to really truly look at, what areas of my life am I still feeling guilty or shameful or upset or, overwhelmed about? And it's time to really look at those areas, look at those energies, stop running from, your issues, and really look at them and go, okay, I'm ready to release them. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to heal. That is the first step, is making that conscious choice. And this is what number four is telling us. It's time to take responsibility for the energy that you are holding on to. It's time to make conscious choices to do something different. Each and every one of us, I don't care who you are, you have a past, you have choices that you have made in your life that you are not, maybe happy about, or you don't feel great about, or maybe you feel terrible about, right? We all have those things, that we have done, or experiences that have even maybe happened to us that we feel really yucky about still. And the thing is this is not about saying, okay, I have to make myself responsible for each one of these. It's about saying, this is the energy I'm holding on to. I'm responsible for the energy that I'm holding on to around the situation. This does not mean that if some type of abuse happened to you, that you have to take responsibility and say the abuse was your fault. Absolutely, positively not. This is about saying, okay, something happened to me and it was terrible and it affected me in these ways. And I am willing to, number one, really look at them and allow myself to untangle from the hurt and the pain and the upset that it caused me, so I can move on with my life. Because the thing about this number four, and this is the whole kind of point of my whole conversation here, the thing about this number four is this is all about building new form and structure, because this year is going to be our building year. Okay, this year is going to set the tone for the next at least 9 years in your life. Okay, this is your building year. Okay, so this means the decisions, the things that you choose this year, the things that you continue to hold on to that are heavy and hard and drown you and feel upsetting, those things are going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And if you do not choose to release them in any way, how you can find a way, whether it's untangling them, whether it's healing, whether it's and maybe it's all things, right? Maybe it's all of the things you require. If you do not let go of these, you are going to build new form and structure around that energy. And then it's going to get stronger, and it's just going to keep perpetrating those same cycles moving forward. Okay, this is a building year. This year is going to be all about building new form, new structure, and whatever form and structure you're in this year, whatever form and structure you continue to put up with, and whatever form and structure you choose, is going to set the tone for how your life is going to move forward. Yeah, just take that in for a moment. So everything, all of that is, and everywhere where this feels overwhelming, or it feels hard, or it feels like it's going to be way too difficult for you to change, or you're just not going to be able to do it, everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 can we just choose to remove all of that from all of your universes? And can we just choose that now? And all you have to do is say, I choose that now, and we can just choose to release that and unwind, untangle, unwind, untangle, unwind, untangle, unwind, untangle, and vaporize, 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 vaporize. Because the thing is you can choose to change this year. You do not have to take that old stuff with you any longer, you guys. You do not have to. Yeah, I didn't do an expanding, and I was really debating about that today. Like, should I do that today or not? Because I knew I was just going to really be doing a lot of talking. And I didn't really know if it was necessary. I know I generally always do it in my show. And, do we do it now? No, I just really feel like it's necessary today. So we're just going to kind of skip our expanding today, and really just focus here on what the number 4 is telling us this year. The number 4 is telling us that we have to get clear, and we have to put some real energy into being clear in our life, and also really truly choosing to move forward. So that means that you have to get clear about what form and structure you truly want to put in your life. Like, what do you truly want your life to be like? Okay, this is the end of the era of really truly being the effect of everyone and everything, unless you don't want it to be. I mean, if you want to still continue to be the effect of everyone and everything, you totally can still choose that. But what this number 4 year is giving us is this number 4 year is giving us the opportunity to say, you know what, this is my universe. I get to plant new form and structure that really truly works for me, and I get to put my boundaries up as far as this is what works for me and what doesn't. Boundaries is such an interesting word to me, because I know that oftentimes people kind of think of boundaries as like an energetic wall, if you will, like my boundaries are like the fence around me. And for me, I don't like to think of boundaries that way, because I don't want to be fencing myself in. Okay, I still want to stay in that expanded place of me, right? And I want to stay in that place of this is who I am and what works for my life. But I want to be able to say, when someone enters into my universe, I want to be able to say if that works for me or not. I don't want to look at a boundary like I have boxed myself in, or I am fencing myself in around from, negative energies, or I still want to be in that space where I am receiving from everyone and everything, right? And I am being that energetic receiver, and I am looking at every single choice and deciding if I want to choose that or not, if it matches the energy of my life or not, without boxing stuff out, right? Boundaries to me means when someone comes into my life and they say a certain thing or they act a certain way, then I have choice to be able to say if that works for my life or not, right? Without making them wrong, just saying, what you're doing or choosing or saying or being doesn't work for me, and that's okay. That's what you want to do or be or choose or say. That's fine. Like, you can do or be or choose and say that, but I don't have to be the effect of that. I don't have to allow that to come into my energy and sway me from being me, right? So when I look at consciously creating my life, I look at boundaries as part of that, because it's very important to be able to look at the people in your life and say, you know, I understand that this is what's going on for you and this is what you're choosing, but that doesn't work for me. And that's okay if you want to be that, but I don't want to be around that energy anymore. And if you're going to continue to choose it, then I don't have to choose to be around you, right? You know what's really interesting about that, I feel like, is oftentimes I'll talk to clients about that with their family members, okay? Because they have family members who are maybe make them feel bad about their life, and they'll tell me, oh, well, they won't change because they're, you know, bullheaded and they're stubborn and they're selfish. And I'll say, okay, well, what if you were okay with them being all of those things? What if they could be bullheaded and selfish and, you know, self-absorbed? And what if it didn't have anything to do with you? And what if that was okay? And it's always kind of like, well, that, you know, that makes me feel, and, you know, this way and this way and this way. And I get that, because that's okay. That's okay how you feel, right? But what's interesting about that is when you can fully embrace someone for exactly who they're being, and you can acknowledge exactly who they're being, right? Without the energy of like, I have to change them, or they're not allowed to be that, or what ends up happening, and I hear this from people all the time, literally all the time, and I can say that this happened to me as well, is without even having to verbally speak that to the person, just by acknowledging it, talking about it, and then going, you know, telling them like, what if you could just be okay with it? And they're like, okay, well, I guess I can. And, you know, what if you could just be okay with the fact that they were going to be grumpy and grouchy and irritated and they were going to be negative? Like, what if you could just be okay with that? And what if you didn't have to expect them to change or be or do anything different? And when you get to that space of just, okay, I can acknowledge that, right? Then all of the sudden, when they go see that person, they'll message me later and say, you'll never believe what happened. Like, I went and I spent the day with these people, and they weren't actually even like that. Yeah. And number 4 this year is telling us that we have to get into our own universe and get out of what everyone else is choosing, because when we're stuck in that energy of making everyone else wrong for, you know, being and doing who they're being and doing, we're actually helping them perpetrate that cycle and keeping them looped in an energy that maybe they don't want to be either. Yeah, and everything, all of that is, and all of that, 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 all of that. Vaporize, 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 vaporize. You know, you guys, this year is going to be such a fundamental form and structure year. It's so important to get out of being upset about what other people are doing or being or choosing, okay? Because every time, it's just like, every time you re-choose, okay, my, you know, my auntie Sal is a, you know, a crotchety old grump, okay? Every time I re-solidify that, when I think about who she is, and I go, oh, I don't like to be around her, I'm resisting that energy about her, okay? And what I do is I plant that form and structure in my energy, space, and consciousness. And this is where the form and structure thing comes in for this year, for this number 4 year. Okay. This number 4 year is saying, okay, if you want, you know, crotchety old grumpy people to show up all over your universe, keep resisting that energy, because that's exactly the form and structure that you're going to build in your life. This number 4 year is coming in, and it's saying we have to spend more time in the energy that we want to show up in our life, that more energy that we want to create versus the energy that we hate. This means we have to stop talking about stuff that we don't want to show up. We have to spend time in that daily gratitude. I don't know if you joined me for the 30 days of gratitude that we just finished up for December 2019, but that was so spectacular. I had really truly so much fun spending time being thankful for things that I wouldn't even really typically be thankful for. Like we went through, we were thankful for having choice, right? We were thankful for, trying to think of some of the things we did, new beginnings, really being grateful for having that opportunity to be able to choose something different every single day, being grateful that I get to choose how I want to react and respond to every single situation in my life. And doing that for 30 days really truly opened up such a space for me. And if you didn't listen, you can actually still access those 30 days on the Consciousness Playground on my website, www.jamie-bates.com. Under the Consciousness Playground, there is you can sign up there, and it has all 30 days of gratitude, plus it has the 4 calls that I created last month for the VIP group. But there's all kinds of different gratitudes in there, and really getting used to spending time in that daily gratitude instead of dreading our day, like dreading that long drive to work, right? Instead of dreading that that commute, really getting to the space where you're projecting the ease of travel, understanding that the universe is continuously responding to what you are telling it. Okay, and this number 4 year is saying, hey, if you want to, continue to have the shit that you hate show up in your life, continue to talk about it, continue to complain about it. But if you really truly want something amazing to show up, you have to be speaking that. You have to be telling the universe, how easy to travel the work is. It's uber important that we focus on what we want to create this year. Just really shifting those small daily thoughts can really truly create a big impact on your life, and really truly create something different showing up, and showing up fairly quickly. We have to really, this number 4 year is telling us that we have to get into our feelings. Okay, what do we want our lives to feel like? And this includes everything that you want on a daily basis. Like, what do you want to wake up like? Do you want to feel refreshed and amazing, and and staying out of everything you don't want your life to feel like, right? If you're tired of feeling upset and angry, you have to make it a goal, a priority, this conscious choice to not be that anymore. Anything you put time and energy into this year is going to show up. And anything that you don't want to show up, this year is telling you you are capable of shifting that this year. Getting clear about what your life feels like right now. What do you love? What do you hate? Spend time getting clear about what you desire, so you can really truly feel that energy and actualize it in your life. This number 4 years saying it's time to get clear. It's time to really tell the universe, this is what I desire and this is what I want my life to feel like. So on that note right there, I'm going to stop for a moment here, take a quick break, listen to my new little commercial coming up for my new program, Awaken and Align. And this program is really going to solidify everything I'm talking about in today's show. So take a moment, listen to my new little break there. And when we come back, we're going to continue talking about the energy of 2020 and what this number 4 year is going to bring for you, and how you can take those action steps to create it as your best year yet. Talk soon.
Awaken and Align in 2020. This program is for people who are ready to make big permanent changes in their life, giving you real tools with worksheets and energy exercises to expand your essence that will easily create the expressions of you showing up stronger in 2020. See yourself with the perfect vision as we all awaken and align in 2020. For more information, visit www.jamie-bates.com.
And I'm back. If you would like to have more information about the program, Awaken and Align, please follow the link down below, and wherever you're listening to this, there should be a little link to take you to my website, www.jamie-bates.com. You can also look at it under Awaken and Align. So with that being said, we're continuing here, moving forward with the energy of 2020. So we were talking about, how this year has all of these amazing new energies available to you to really build that new form and structure. So it's imperative with this energy of number 4 that you learn how to feel into what choices create. When you make a choice, every single choice creates a path and an energy in your life. Every single choice. So when you make a choice, the choice starts creating an energy in your life. You can feel that energy. Oftentimes we decide we want to do certain things, right? And then we get into the decision, and then it's like all of a sudden it's heavy and it's hard, and it's like, okay, well, this doesn't actually create what I thought it was going to create. And learning how to make choices is really truly a big part of building new form and structure, but understanding that if you choose something and it starts to create a heavy and a hard and an upset in your life, you have to find a way to unchoose it, whether that's just changing your mind or backing out or whatever you have to do, because every single choice starts creating an energy, starts creating a path in your life. And understanding that moving your life forward, getting into building new form and structure is really truly about making sure that you are making choices that are in alignment with what you want your life to feel like. Okay. If you want your life to feel empowered, you have to find choices that make you feel empowered when you choose them. You know, this would be a big thing when I'm coaching people. One of the main things that we focus on here is number one, you have to get out of making your past choices, your past life wrong, right? Because so often people want to loop in, this is what happened to me, or this is, who I have been. You have to let those go. That's a big part of building new form and structure. It's a big part of this year is anything that you're still holding on to that is reminding you of a life you don't love. You have to let go of it. You cannot control your past decisions. You cannot control the past that has happened to you. You cannot control your past choices. You must learn how to let go of them and move on from the past. Feeling bad about what happened or what you chose in the past will only create more of those things to feel bad and upset about. So this year is really the year to take responsibility for your life and choose to be different. Understand that a choice is only as good as long as you make it. And when you get tired and you feel done with what's going on in your life right now, you can start releasing and unwinding and untangling those choices by making new choices that match the energy that you want your life to feel like. It's such an interesting process, and this energy of number 4 is really like, I feel like this year is going to make this process easier and faster for people. I feel like as a consciousness facilitator, as a coach to people, this is really truly what I do. First and foremost, we start by looking at the stuff that's upsetting your life right now, and we untangle and unwind that, and then we go through the process of, okay, this is where you're at right now. So now we need to learn how to, we need to first get into that energy of feeling like I was talking about right before the break, right? We know what you don't like. We know what you don't want your life to feel like, right? What do you want your life to feel like? Let's find those energies. Let's find what lights you up. Let's find the fun and the ease and the joy, right? And let's pave that path to getting there, to create that life that you love. And that begins with learning how to make new choices. And the thing about this is yes, every single choice creates, but in the beginning, especially in the beginning of this number 4 year, you might not feel like you have a lot of new choices available to you. And this is where, for me, this is where like really getting clear about what you want your life to feel like, right? The feelings of it, right? The fun and the joy and the ease and that's where the asking and receiving really comes in for a lot of that, right? Like what would it take for more ease to show up? What would it take for me to have more joy in my life? What choices can I make to have, the energy of ease? What choices can I make to have, more joy show up for me? And really understanding that, again, taking that responsibility that number 4 says we have to take, taking that responsibility for how your life is right now, and understanding that I have the power and the control to move my life forward in whatever direction I want to move my life in. And if I'm going to sit here and feel bad and upset and overwhelmed with what's going on, that's all I'm ever going to get, is feeling worse and feeling more wrong and feeling more bad and feeling more out of control. But if I want to say, okay, this is where I'm at right now and I'm ready, I'm really truly ready to move my life forward and to move on, I have to start really looking at what I want my life to feel like, and then I have to learn how to make those conscious choices to bring that energy in and create those new choices. This is a process. Okay, the more you practice it and the more you choose, the easier and easier it becomes. So this number 4 year is telling us that, uh, you know whatever we are, again, whatever we are continually projecting, whatever we are continually telling the universe is what is going to continue to show up. Nothing is going to change unless we take responsibility and choose to change it. Okay, this is a very strong signal of nothing is going to change unless you take responsibility and choose to change it. This energy of responsibility is woven in every single thing of this number 4 year. Okay, this is going to be a big personal responsibility year. Often when I start working with someone and we start really talking about how to change like the family life, the home life, a big part of learning how to change your home life is taking personal responsibility for who you have been in your home. And this is not about saying, oh, my spouse is this and my kids are that and, this is that and blah, blah, blah. This is about saying, who am I at home? Am I out of control? Am I constantly projecting anger? Am I upset? Am I overwhelmed? Like that is the energy I'm bringing into my space. And then everyone is reacting off of who I am. I have to take personal responsibility for who I am and what I am creating and what I am choosing, because anything that you are being, you are choosing. Yeah, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of our universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. And this year is saying if you don't want to be that anymore, then you have to stop choosing those patterns. You have to stop choosing that energy. You have to find a way within you. This is not about what your spouse chooses, what your kids choose, what, your dog chooses. This is about who you are and the life that you want to create. And number 4 is going to make you responsible. And if you don't choose to be responsible, number 4 is going to make you see that. So there's going to be no way around personal responsibility this year, you guys. It is going to be a major theme woven through this. So letting go of your past is a big part of this as well, because if you don't take kind of the responsibility for the energy that you hold on to, and again, this is not about saying, what happened to you in your past is your fault. This is about saying that the energy that you hold around your past is your responsibility to heal. Okay. And number 4 is going to continue to tell you that this whole entire year. There's going to be, when I look at the year on the chart here, it's like it's woven through this over and over and over and over. Personal responsibility is going to be a big theme. And the thing is the faster you take personal responsibility, the faster it dissipates and releases. It's not like you have to sit at home and go, oh, I'm such a terrible person, my life sucks all because of me, because that's not what it's about at all. It's about saying, okay, you know what, I did that. I was kind of a butthole, or I was kind of I was kind of selfish, or I was that, or I was this. Okay, you know what, I'm sorry, I was that. And I am not choosing to be that anymore, because that doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel refreshed. It doesn't add to my life, right? And I don't want to be that anymore. That's a big part of shifting and changing your life, is looking at who you were and understanding that it's not about making you wrong by apologizing, or by this taking personal responsibility. It's really about just saying, yeah, you know what, I was that person, and I didn't like that person very much. That person doesn't make me feel good. That person doesn't make me feel like I'm the things I want to be. And I'm choosing to say, I want to release that. I want to let that go. I don't want to be that person anymore. Or even if it's energy that requires healing, saying, you know what, I did get hurt. I was, I did, suffer. And you know what, right now I'm going to love myself enough and understand that suffering wasn't my fault, but the energy I'm holding on to around it is creating chaos in my life. And I don't want to create that anymore. So I have to find a way to get in there and forgive and release, so I can move on with my life and create me as a survivor, and as a empowered person, and as someone who is moving forward in a life that works. And number 4 is going to continue to tell you that this whole year. And so as we move on here, number 4 is also going to tell you that you have to stop hanging out with people who make you feel bad, who insult your soul. If someone continuously makes you feel bad about yourself or your choices, and again, that even kind of goes in with what we were just talking about here, right? About choices. You have to choose not to be around them. If a family member or someone you feel obligated to makes you feel bad constantly, and I know I kind of talked about this in part 1, you have to really start understanding that every time you're reintegrating that space, every time you're you're not uh, an allowance of the energy of other people, it's going to create something for yourself. So if you can't find yourself in allowance of someone, or if someone continuously makes you angry or upset, you have to deal with that with yourself first, and then you have to start really and I know we talked a little bit about boundaries in number 1 in the first part of the audio here, in the first part of the podcast. And again, that's really making itself clear here as I look at the chart. This year, you have to decide you don't want to feel bad. You don't want to feel upset. You don't want people who make you feel that way around you. And if someone is going to continue to choose that, you have to take personal responsibility for yourself and say, you know what, I can't be around this anymore because it's not working for me. And again, there's the other overshadow here that says you don't necessarily have to even do anything about it, because a lot of times just being that space where you're saying, you know what, I don't want to put up with that energy anymore, it doesn't work for me, is enough for the other person to respond in a different manner. Because the thing is sometimes people do uphold certain constructs because that's who you believe they are. So if you stop believing people are showing up a certain way, it actually might give them an opportunity to be able to show up differently for you. Yeah. There's a lot of information here. So as I kind of move forward here, as I'm looking at this wheel here, so consciously choosing to create what you desire and really being in that conscious space, this number 4 is saying this is your life. No one is coming to save you or fix you. Only you can do that. Only you have power and control over your life. This is a new year. This holds the perfect opportunity for you to build yourself as anything that you would like to be. Anything, you guys. This year is giving us the perfect opportunity. If you want to change your whole entire life, this year is completely possible. From who you are right now, January 1st, 2020, or whenever you're listening to this, to who you want to be December 31st, 2020, could be a completely different person. Your conscious choice to create what you desire gives you the energy and your space to create it. Get clear about what you want. This number 4 is saying, please tell me what you want and choose it every day. Choose it. Find people who align with your desires. Surround yourself with people, places, things that match what it is that you desire. And if that just means, okay, I want to be surrounded with luxury. Okay, I want my life to feel luxurious. I want to have ease. Do something that puts you in the environment of luxury, right? Don't sit in your living room and say, oh, I want to be in the energy of luxury, and then don't leave your house for 5 days, because that's probably not going to integrate any space of luxury in your life. Get out, go somewhere luxurious, go sit on some beautiful furniture that would make your life feel amazing. Okay, sometimes it's the little tiny daily choices. Go to the furniture store, sit on a, $20,000 couch. What would it be like to be the space of that? Travel somewhere, even if you have to drive somewhere, that integrates the space, the feeling that you want your life to feel like. Pull those energies in. Do whatever you need to do to consciously choose something different. This year is going to be a very powerful year. A very powerful year for brand new energies, choices, decisions, form, structure. Form and structure is one of those things that I talk a lot about. And I'm understanding deeper and deeper and deeper about how form and structure works and how people create their reality. And, working with people and doing this work that I've been doing has really, truly given me such a deeper understanding of how your point of view creates your reality. Your reality does not create your point of view. And I know that sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, but it is so true. And if you really truly feel like you're in a place where you're ready to jump into a new reality, then choose to do that and find people, places, and things that can help you. Even myself, I mean, I know there's a ton of great people even out there that can really truly help you create the energy, the life that you desire. I know for myself, I have a few spaces at the beginning of 2020 here for anybody who is really truly ready to create that new life, who's ready to dive into something different, who wants to create something big and amazing. I am looking for you. So if you're ready to take that plunge, I also have my new program starting, Awaken and Align. And you guys, I'm going to be talking about how to do all of these things. I'm going to be really I've been doing a lot of astrology studying the last couple of weeks. I've always, always, always loved numerology. I've always loved astrology. Numerology's always kind of been my thing. I've always been obsessed with numbers and the way that they work and the vibration that they add to our lives. And so this new program that I have coming up, we're going to be really diving into a lot of the form and structure, and I'm going to be really teaching you step by step on how to make that new life, how to be in alignment with this number 4, and how to really, truly work in the ease of just having that change in your life. So if you're ready, please join me, www.jamie-bates.com, and join my program. Email me if you're ready to dive in. I mean, I'm here. I'm ready for some people who are looking to go big. Let's really change your life in 2020. Now is the time. I am so excited about all of the new things that 2020 is bringing. I am super excited about having this space to really be clear and focused and really truly building my form and structure. And you guys, you know what? 2019 was an amazing year. I mean, I had so many firsts. I had my first book. I had my first month of over 40,000 in 1 month. I made $40,000 in 1 month last year. And, it's not just about financials, but it's about the energy of all of it, right? About really, truly creating the wealth of life and the big things I have planned for this year. As far as, last year I wrote blogs. I have a new book coming out this year, and some of it's going to be some of the blogs that I wrote, but really, truly, the inspiration that comes from actively choosing your life. I know that I created pretty much everything I desired last year, and this year my goals are a lot bigger. So if you're ready to jump in, if you're ready to dive in, let's do this. Let's create 2020 as the most amazing year yet for each and every one of us. I am super excited that you are joining me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for supporting me as you have in the last year. And I am excited to see all of the big things that we are going to create together this coming year. So thank you so much. And I just want to say I'm grateful for you, grateful for the space of you. I would love to support you in any way, shape, or form. So even if that just means we email, however that means, please reach out to me. I would love to help you if you need support in any way. And I would really love to just connect to you. If you aren't already on my email list, please do. Please stay connected. Let's really, truly, I feel like we're such a united front here in this world. You know, those of you that listen to my show, it's like my tribe is out there. We are making a difference in this world. And there's so many people making a difference in this world right now. Those of us that are consciously choosing life are really, truly creating new possibilities for everyone in this whole world. So I consider myself so grateful to be part of something so amazing. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I look forward to connecting to you some way in 2020. I hope that you have an amazing new year, and I will look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.